I'm Glo De Castro, your urban gardening mom. For this episode, we're going to talk about pest management. And one way to manage pests is through the use of diatomaceous earth, or what we call or refer to in gardening as DE. Okay. Now, what is diatomaceous earth? The diatomaceous earth is a naturally occurring substance. It's made of fossilized remains of a certain type of shell. Okay, it's found in nature. It's typically almost powder fine, and for some pests, it's especially the soft-bodied creatures. The feel of DE is very abrasive. So when it touches their skin, it irritates them. For this purpose, we will discuss on how to use diatomaceous earth and what are the precautions when using this substance. Okay, when using any type of chemicals or pesticide, whether organic or not, I always recommend that you exercise the necessary precaution, like the use of gloves, okay? Because although this is food grade, it helps if you protect yourself and you protect the members of your family as well. And when using DE, I also recommend that you wear a mask. Now, why? Because DE is powder. It's very, very fine, and you don't want the fine particles to be inhaled. So, keep it out of reach of children or pets. You don't want them to inhale the tiny particles of DE. There are studies, although unproven, that show that continuous inhalation of DE might be harmful to your lungs. So whether it's proven or not, it doesn't hurt to exercise the necessary precaution. Okay, so I'm gonna use my mask. By the way, so how do we apply DE? Some gardeners, they recommend that you dilute or you use water and about a tablespoon of DE and then dilute it in water. And then they use that to spray. I have tried it, and it's effective, yes, but that the result is my spray got destroyed because the tiny particles of this can get stuck to your spray tubes. So what I do, and I recommend the most effective way to use diatomaceous earth is by sprinkling it directly or using a brush. So let me demonstrate how to do it. So first I need to use my gloves. And then your mask. So here I'm using a paintbrush. You can use any old makeup brush or any type of paintbrush. Okay, or you can just use anything that you can use to sprinkle or dust. Okay. So I'm dusting the DE on the leaves, around it. Okay. Now you can also to make the powder stick better in the leaves. You can spray the leaves with water, okay, so that it makes it sticky. Okay, on top and below. So there you go. Okay, that's how you dust the diatomaceous earth. Now, some reminders. When you use DE, okay, what type of pest can be managed using DE? Now, usually the soft-bodied creatures, for example, slugs, okay, worms, okay. What happens is that when these creatures, their skin touches the powder, since it's abrasive, it hurts them, and it's either they stay away from DE, or eventually they get sick and die naturally. Or if they ingest the leaves of your plants. In this case, I'm using here pak choy seedlings. Okay. If they ingest the leaves, the tendency is for them to have their stomachs will be destroyed because of the abrasiveness of the substance. Now, just a few reminders. DE doesn't work if the soil is wet or if it rains continuously. So you use diatomaceous earth during the dry season. It's not recommended during the rainy season because it loses its effect. Okay. Second, of course, aside from taking the necessary precaution, I always recommend that when using DE, look for food grade quality, especially if you're using it for your edible plants. Okay, in this case, on petri, then use food grade quality, because there are several types of DE. Some, the industrial type, or the ones that they use for industrial purposes, are not edible. So you don't want that mixed with your own food, even if you wash your food before eating. Now, another precaution is that DE can also harm not only beneficial creatures, but also not only harmful creatures or harmful pests, but also beneficial creatures like bees. No? So I would recommend that if you have to use DE, you use it sparingly. Don't use it on flowers where the bees mostly frequent. And I guess use it only if it's necessary. I would rather use the other types of organic pesticides like neem oil than DE, because I guess I'm also concerned that it has also harmful effects on other types of creatures. Okay, that's it. Thank you. Until the next episode.